So in fact, these are structures, and no craft, like I thought at first. It has taken me years. And it was only until I saw The Moon is Your Worst Nightmare by Robert Peternell to understand exactly what I was seeing in all the images from telescope, camera, NASA, my own telescope and camera, every other source of image is all the same. There is these translucent structures that we cannot see them because they're vibrating in a certain frequency. And only certain optical devices, infrared, ultraviolet, extreme, infrared, near extreme infrared, it's possible to see this thing or in regular images, but you will only see a faint like this. If you darken, you have to alter the monitor setting. In this case, I'm using a flat screen, an LG high definition television as my monitor. It's a 55-inch hooked to the computer with a HDMI 4K capable cable. It only costs $10 in Amazon.com or eBay. You can buy anywhere. They're not expensive. I recommend that if you have any type of computer, laptop, or any device you're using, even phone and tablets, you can hook them. Use them. They have software that you can use a big monitor to use it as your screen. Well, this is an image from NASA. At first, I saw this. It's a tiny image. It really is not big. I have to enlarge the image to see what this was about. Well, look at this spiral-looking, whatever that is. It's a structure. It's not a craft. It's part of that structure. But they have concealed all this thing by darkening the image, doing different. Back in the old days, they used easier to defeat tampering methods, but now they're using a more sophisticated, and that includes the old types, over brining, overexposure, underexposure, black. In some cases, they just deleted completely the background, because this is what you're gonna see on moon images. These lattice-like structures, which is what I'm saying. You don't see not a single star in the background. We should be seeing galaxy, nebula, trillions of stars. Nothing. There's nothing there. What you are seeing is structures and bright points like that one. So when you zoom in, and I'm using the camera right now, I can use the Zoom software, which is for free. But you can only gonna do so much. But still, if you back out a little bit, you can see the structure form faces. Like right there, look, this is a face right there. Pero eye, there's another face, enormous, but this is none of that. It's really and it's a like I say, it's layered in the SOHO Solar Orbital Heliospheric Observatory satellite. You can see the same lattices in the stereo images. I mean, you see them clearly. They're translucent. When you won't see a star, what you see is light points where this entity, I mean, we are inside a container. That's what I'm getting at. The whole entire solar system is a dark electromagnetic container, and that's why we don't see stars. And Earth is inside a well, a deep 240,000 mile tube or well. And we are surrounded by electromagnetic wall, which they call it the Van Allen belts. It's a radiation system, a wall system that protects us from the electromagnetic output from the sun, which is a torsion field. It's an engine, really. It's made out of, it's an organic thing. This whole thing is an organic electromagnetic thing. It's difficult for anybody, even for the seasoned investigator, to grasp how deep the rabbit hole really goes. The only way these people went to the moon was with anti-gravity. That huge nozzle, rocket nozzle under the moon lander, that was only a prop. Because to have a rocket engine for that huge nozzle, it would have been bigger than the lander itself. Well, where the heck did people gonna be inside? And then the gasoline, I mean the hydrogen or whatever fuel they were using, all that was a bullshit they put out. And the models that they put on the museum, those are not even close to the real deal. The real deal was a lot bigger, and it was a lot more sophisticated than that crap. It was people say, oh, they faked the moon landing. No, what they faked was a lot of shit surrounding that and the pictures, because this is the reality. Once you see what is there in those images, you have to realize that the only way to land on that thing was with anti-gravity or on a helicopter, because there is not a single inch left untouched on the surface of that moon, which, by the way, is really a control platform for Earth and most likely the entire solar system at large. It's a waypoint for several races, mostly reptilian. There is a black race that is very tall, large. They're so black that Dr. Berggruen said that he couldn't even tell the features in their faces. When he saw a picture of them in the Armstrong and Aldrin and Collins walking alongside this large black dude that was so black. Well, that race was the one that accompanied them to land on the moon. They had two moon craft, one housing those entities and the one with the Apollo astronauts. And they had to go with them because otherwise they didn't have permission to land on the moon, and that was a touch and go mission. All of them. They didn't know that's what it was, because they already had the show on the road. People would have been suspecting, well, what the hell? What do you mean you cancel the after all the trillions of dollars spent on those on preparing. But it was a show, really. They didn't use no freaking rocket crap to go up there. The rocket was only to put them on in orbit. The technology they had, the primitive technology shown to us, wouldn't work at all on the moon. That was a cumbersome old shit, unreliable. And even so, they have problems up there because some of the races did not want to allow the humans on the moon. This is what the space that we think it is. It's not. This is structures. And you can see, look, when you darken the deal, look, there is a pair of eyes right there, but it's none of that, it's structures. And there is another one side by side. Enormous, I mean, you're talking about hundreds of miles. These faces. Now, the size of the deal is what, look at the moon at the bottom. That's the moon right there. And look what surrounds the moon. It's all these structures, not a single star, period. And then you see this spiral deal, there's some weird images on that. They have no zero explanation. Usually they put out, oh, this is this, or that is that. No, in these images, there is none of that. They couldn't explain that because people will, there's so many images that just, they couldn't explain many of them because it's just, it's what it is, it's structures. This is in space, was supposed to be an empty space. It's not. We are inside a container, 240,000 miles up. To the right, 5,000 miles is the moon. To the left is the rest of the solar system. And every single moon and planet is inside a well, which is in a ring. It's all rings, circular rings. This is a fabricated solar system. People have so hard time believing in a little saucer. Imagine if you tell them all this stuff. They're just gonna go, oh, you just lost your mind. You're drunk. The way you speak. The fuck the way I speak, you idiot. Look at what I'm presenting to you. Think, get out of the box, the chicken coop, and use your brain. Open your mind eyes. You tell me, what kind of craft is that gonna be? Or how NASA was playing that spiral looking deal. Well, and then look, there is a cylindrical deal here. I mean, it's just, it goes from bad to worse to even more unbelievable. And look, and there is another, it's a holographic technology that they're using on us to hide the truth. The whole solar system is covered with spheres, and these spheres are transceivers. They receive and transmit electromagnetic energy, which is distributed around. See, look at the structure. They're translucent. Look at that. That's what Art Pitternell discovered when he used the Adobe Photoshop burning tool. you start finding things that they weren't supposed to